Hi people, what is the truth? Where do detectives sleep? Answer to that at the end of this. Today and for the next week, you're going to be a bit of a scientific detective. So I know the sinister music is really getting to you. When you get presented with a problem in science, you can often jump to a conclusion about what you actually perceive the truth is. If you're a true critical thinker, you'll break it down. And you won't just say, oh, what I think the truth is must be true. You'll really try and find evidence. And you might use the scientific method. Now, I'm just going to quickly go and mute that. No, I'm not going to mute that. So, your question, your problem is a detective me. I did always want to be a detective. Well, actually a spy. I discovered a collection of animal hides. I didn't, anyway. I think that they're stolen, and I actually know that one of the enzymes often used to treat hides is pepsin. At least I learned that about half an hour ago. I remember that there's certain conditions that affect enzyme activity that I learned a little while ago, and I wonder if that will help me narrow down from where the hides come. So where in the world did these hides come from? Can you help me? What are the conditions that lead to optimal enzyme activity? So here's a little flowchart to help us break stuff down. First off, we start with the problem. That's the blurb on the previous page. But we really want to simplify this problem and break it down into smaller parts, okay? So let's have a look. Okay, this part. Okay, yeah, really has no relevance, does it? This bit, not much relevance either. Know that one of the enzymes used to treat hides is pepsin. Yep, that's pretty important. Okay, certain conditions that affect enzyme activity, pretty important. That's all to there is pretty useless. What are the conditions that lead to optimal enzyme activity? Okay, that's pretty important, isn't it? What enzyme are we talking about? Well, pepsin. We've said this earlier. So it's really what are the conditions that lead to optimal pepsin activity, and that's the important bit of your question. But we can actually break this down now. We've got our main question. Let's break this down. So, conditions. What are conditions? Well, they're probably things like pH, temperature, pressure. Okay, they're conditions that occur in a reaction that lead to optimal enzyme activity. What does that mean? Well, you can think about that because I'm not actually going to tell you. But yeah, so we've broken this part because this is what we're going to change in order to try and work out this, okay? We're going to try and change things about the conditions in order to work out this. And then, if we were doing this and didn't have much time, and so we wanted the greatest bang for our buck, we're going to think, well, which condition is going to affect the outcome the most, okay? So we started with that problem, we broke it down into smaller bits, then we broke down the bits, which was like conditions, into smaller bits. And then we thought about which one is going to actually influence the outcome the most. Well, how are you going to do that? Well, say we've got our conditions of pH, temperature, and pressure. Which one do you think is going to help us solve this whole puzzle? So in this scenario, is a fact about temperature really going to help you narrow down where the hides have come from? Think about that. Is a fact about pH going to help you narrow it down? Is a fact about pressure going to help you narrow it down? Which one do you think, if you didn't have much time, that you would investigate as a detective? Now, I know you're all dying to do this, so I'm going to stop talking, but the answer to the question was undercover. Okay, detectives sleep undercover. Okay, enough talking from me, and I don't smoke cigars. Bye-bye. Find the truth.